What's up, gamers? I'm sorry video production has gone down due to a lot of complications abruptly sprouting in my personal life. I haven't had a lot of time to work on the channel. So today, I thought I'd do a short video about a few funny game-related stories from my past. If you guys like this video and want to see more, let me know in the comments. Don't worry though, video game gems will still be the main focus of this channel. I'm working on a big project I hope to have out soon. Just give me more time to finish it. Alright, let's get started. This first story happened when I was around 4 or 5 years old. My siblings and I were spending a few days at my sister Vicky's house. It came as a surprise to me when I found out that one of my nephews had a Yoshi toy. This was back in the N64 days, an era where you couldn't just walk into any toy store and find shelves full of video game merch. So on the rare occasion when you did, it was a big deal. Needless to say, I really wanted my nephew's toy. I didn't know how long he'd had it, or if you could even find them on store shelves anymore, so my only option was to take his. In my eyes, this was an ultimate treasure, a hidden gem that I might never see again. However, I wasn't gonna get it so easily. As all of us have learned from growing up, when you get a new toy, that is your toy, your property. It holds sentimental value, making it hard to part with, even after you've grown bored of it. My nephew wasn't letting it go without a fight. Eventually, Vicky came up with a compromise. I could have the Yoshi toy until I got bored with it, then I had to give it back to my nephew. We both agreed to this, and as of today, I still have it. A few years later, when I was 12, we finally got wireless internet. Like other kids, my favorite thing to do on the internet was watch YouTube. Man, do you guys remember old YouTube? Before Google bought it and it didn't suck? Those were the days. The videos I loved the most were the videos of kids playing with their video game toys. Before you could get paid to do it, kids were doing this for fun, and some of them would even create serial episodes with arcing narratives. Cute Mario Bros. Kermit's Revenge was the pinnacle of toy vids. But I digress. While watching one of these vids, I discovered that the Yoshi toys came in 4 different colors, not just green, blue, yellow, and red. The colors of the original 4 Yoshis from Super Mario World. Once again, all I could do was look on in jealousy and disappointment, as these were things I could never obtain. Remember, at this point in my life, the internet was still a new concept. Sites like eBay were unheard of, and even if I was aware of their existence, my mom was skeptical about buying things off the internet. Despite not knowing anything about this alien technology, I told myself that somehow, some way, I would one day find all 4 of these Yoshis and collect them all. A couple of weeks ago, I found some listings for the toys on eBay, and decided to purchase them in remembrance of this promise to myself. Well, I guess I can cross that one off my bucket list. This next one happened when I was a little older. I want to say I was around 14 or 15. Now, those of you who grew up with siblings in a gaming household probably had this fight at least once. Who's the better gamer? And the correct answer is always me. I'm the better gamer. I'm better than my brothers, sister, friends, and relatives. Fight me. My brother Michael and I were having this argument one day while watching TV, and while this was happening, a PlayStation commercial came on. 2 Marines from Call of Duty head to this secret meeting place with other game characters. Solid Snake, Nathan Drake, Cole McGrath, Lightning from Final Fantasy, Sackboy, a little sister, and others. And as I start recognizing these characters, I yell, "Shut up, video game commercial," and we postpone the argument until the commercial ends. In the commercial, all of these video game characters are praising a random gamer for his hard work and dedication to their causes, and at the end of the commercial, they're all cheering for this gamer in unison yelling, "To Michael!" Okay, let me put this into perspective. I'm having a fight with Michael over which one of us is the better gamer, and as this fight is going on, every video game character in the world pops up on my TV and basically shouts, "Screw you, Michael's the better gamer!" So you can imagine how we both reacted to this commercial. "No, this is a stupid commercial! Curse you for having a generic name!" "Yes, to me! They said it! I'm the better gamer!" The commercial wouldn't have aggravated me so much if it hadn't come on during that argument. Despite it all though, the commercial was really cool and could not have been cheap to make. There's a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out once you're finished with this video. And for those of you wondering, I'm actually a better gamer than Michael. This last one takes place when I was 13. For Christmas 2009, my younger brother Nathaniel bought me The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. I had just gotten the DS Lite for my birthday a month prior, and up until Christmas, the only game I had for it was Sonic Chronicles. At that point in my life, I had never played a Zelda game before, and wanted to try it out. I played it for a little while and put it down after I finished the first dungeon, because that same day we also got our first Wii, and I wanted to try that out too. I took my DS to the basement where the Wii was set up, and laid it on the couch thinking I would play it when everyone else was taking their turns with the Wii. However, everyone else got bored with it pretty quickly because Wii Sports really isn't that interesting a game, so I spent the entire day playing it by myself. When I finally put it down and was ready to retreat to my room for the night, I couldn't find my DS anywhere. I figured it probably fell through the couch somewhere where I had left it, and I decided I would dig it up when I felt like playing it again. Yeah, back then I was more careless with my games than I am now. So a couple days go by and I'm still having the time of my life with the Wii. But eventually, the excitement dies down, Wii Sports is no longer interesting, and I remember I have Phantom Hourglass to fall back on. So I start looking for my DS where I had left it, inside the couch. I searched it from top to bottom and couldn't find it, so I searched the entire basement, also with no luck. Eventually, I just gave up. Since this was my first Zelda game, I hadn't played it much to know if I really liked it or not, so I wasn't too concerned whether or not I found my DS right away, as I had several games I could replay. I knew I would eventually find my DS one day, and when I did, I would finish Phantom Hourglass. Another week goes by and I'm downstairs playing the Wii again, and all of a sudden, Michael pops up out of nowhere, hands me my DS, and brags that he stole it and beat my game before me. For those of you who grew up in a gaming household, you know that there are a few rules that everyone has to follow, especially the big rule. When you get a new game, everyone else in the house has to wait until you've beaten it before they can play it. Unless the game is multiplayer, then your siblings can play with you, or if the game was bought for everyone, then everyone played on different files. But those were the only two exceptions. If the game was yours, no one else touched it until you were finished. This is the rule of the ancients. This is how it has always been, this is how it will always be, and no one can break this rule. At first I didn't know how to feel. It was unheard of for something like this to happen. As the rest of the day went by, I began feeling angry, betrayed, like Michael had broken some sacred rule of gaming, as though I should shun him, like he should be kicked out of the brotherhood of video games. I felt like the gods of gaming themselves should smite him for his treasonous act. The only way he could possibly redeem himself was if I took one of his games and beat it before him. But from that day forward, Michael kept all of his games under tight supervision, making sure no one could steal them. He vowed that as long as I lived, I would never get him back. And now that we're older, it's too late. Most of his games are digital, and even if I did steal one of his physical copies, he'd just replace it. Even though I will never be able to get Michael back for beating Phantom Hourglass, I find some solace in knowing that I have in fact beaten one of his games before him. Well, kind of. A while back, Michael bought the game Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, the original one for the Game Boy Advance, but never beat the final boss because he could never figure out how to dodge Cacoletta's laser eye attack. Eventually, he got bored with the game and gave it to me, so from that day forward, it was my property. I already knew how to beat Cacoletta. I figured out how to dodge the eye attack while watching Michael, so after I beat her once and watched the ending credits, I showed Michael how to beat her so he could finally beat the game himself. This doesn't completely put my mind at ease. Like I said, by the time I beat this game, it belonged to me, but it's the closest thing I'm ever gonna get. Thank you all so much for watching, and keep on gaming.